The graduate students who come to the United States for a PhD program usually have a master's degree from their own country. There is a smaller group who already have a PhD and they come to get another PhD in the US. That is because it is very difficult to find a job in the US with a degree from another country, especially when the degree is from an Asian country. So there are some people who come to the United States to get their second PhD, usually on the same field they are already in, just to build their career here. They may get lower salaries for a few years, but they are working on the same field and they make progress on their career. When I came to the United States, I already had a master's degree, and I had a lot of experience in applied physics. Also, after I get the master's degree, I was teaching in several universities and colleges for a few years. So when I came to the United States, they treated me like a professor. In paper, I was a PhD student, but in practice, I was in charge of several labs. And I supervised many undergraduate and graduate students. In this video, I will show you one of the undergraduate projects I defined and supervised. There was a collaboration program between several universities. It was designed for 2 months. Dr. Gupta was on the program, but he had an emergency and he wasn't available at the start of the program. The program directors were worried because these students were coming from other universities and there were so many issues on how to settle them, fit them to the community, and follow the compact program schedule. For instance, if one of these newcomer students had a problem with his roommate, made an accident in the lab, or was not following the safety rules, absent the professor who was in charge of that student, it would be a big mess. But they couldn't replace Dr. Gupta, and Dr. Gupta was confident that I can handle any kind of problem because I had a lot of experience before. Anyway, I defined a project and I supervised the student through that project. You can see his final report on the screen. Here he mentions a device I built myself. These are pictures of a tool he designed and built. It was a holder for an instrument called Dynacool PPMS. His holder would make electric contacts to both sides of a sample. Also, I defined the project and I supervised the student. In paper, Dr. Gupta was the advisor, and he would get all the benefits for this project. And this student was just one example of many students I advised. I should mention that at this time in summer, I did not have any TA or RA. Usually other people go visit their friends and families and take some rest. But I stayed in summer and I worked on my dissertation research and I did these extra works as well. There are mutual benefits in every collaboration, and I got some benefits for supervising all these students. Maybe the return was not fair, but still they were something useful. One of them was that I had access to more than 15 labs, and I got such access in the very first year of my dissertation research, which was very useful. The second benefit was that I was able to enhance the quality of research. For instance, I used higher quality materials. It was more expensive, but they would put money in return to these extra works I was doing. These kind of changes enabled me to do real cutting-edge research, and later on, we used these results to get a $500,000 fund from National Science Foundation. You can download the brochure and the report from a link in the description box below. Thank you for your attention.